I don't know where to begin with this. This is for good reason why people hate this movie, despise it so much. I don't blame them. I don't blame why people don't hate this movie so much, and I don't blame why it's been called one of the worst comic book movies ever. It's making my nose itchy again. My allergies are coming back. My allergies are coming back because of this. Madam Web. They came out new. Then the next superhero film that came out in 2024. Jeez, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why this film was made, because it's a spin-off of another. It's another spin-off in the Sony Spider-Man universe. You know, the ones that released Venom 1 and 2 and Morbius. And the next one coming out in August is of Kraven the Hunter. So yeah. And you know what? After watching this bull crap, you know, and also forget Morbius as well. Morbius. You know what is pathetic? It's even more pathetic how this film got such more lower ratings than Morbius. You know, how sad is that? I mean, I don't like Morbius, but people tend to make fun of it, like, why it's so bad, though. Like, the whole, it's Morbid time like that, to me, that was never funny to begin with. I don't know why people make that as a joke, because it's not funny at all. But, you know, it's pathetic how this film, Madam Web, got much more lower ratings than Morbius. That's sad, you know. And how bad this film is, I want to imagine how Kraven the Hunter is going to be, how much Kraven the Hunter is going to be. So yeah, so Madam Web, jeez. I guess people were in the right why this film was garbage. You know, the people call this film garbage. It's one of the worst comic book movies ever made. I totally understand that. You know, and it said that it has a dismal 13% Rotten Tomatoes and a dismal 3.7 IMDb. That's like the lowest of low of any comic book superhero movie I've seen for Madam Web. Man, this film is a piece of shit. I mean, why was this film even made? Because to expand the whole Spider-Man Sony universe? I mean, the best superhero, well, live action, I would say, because to me, I like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse 10 times better than this movie. But you talk about live action, though, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was the best one of 2023. Now, I'm keep on pausing because what's we going to talk about this movie? Okay, what I want to do, because I'll get to other stuff ranting on later. Okay, it stars to Dakota Johnson. Now, Dakota Johnson, known for starring the 50 Shades movies, and she's also the daughter of actor Don Johnson. She is Cassandra Webb. She's a paramedic who got into an accident, and now she receives psychic abilities to see futuristic events. You know, like Future Sight, the Pokemon move, Future Sight. And then there's this bad guy by the name of Ezekiel Sims. He has a future vision as well, but seeing that he is defeated by these 3 Spider Women. So he needs to stop it in order to prevent his future from happening. So this film is so boring and slow paced. For a film that's almost 2 hours long, it was slow and it was boring. So boring. I mean, there's not a single character that I liked in this movie, not even from Madam Web. Yeah, because she's kind of like a bitch. She's a paramedic, and she's kind of bitchy, you know. And her partner, her paramedic partner, is played by Adam Scott. Adam Scott, known for playing Ben Wyatt from the show Parks and Recreation. And, of course, Piranha 3D around that time as well. But, he's Dakota Johnson's paramedic friend. And guess what? His name is Ben Parker. So Ben Parker... Ben Parker, which I know that he was a paramedic. So, but after when she gets into an accident, right? She starts having these visions, and she meets up with the 3 girls who would be the next future Spider-Man. One of the girls is of Isabela Merced, whatever her name is, but she's one who played Dora the Explorer in her movie, The Lost City. She's one who played, yeah, she was Dora the Explorer, the live action from 2019. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Other guys, they're just as bland as they were, you know. Now, if you're wondering why all of a sudden now it's daylight now, which this has been, I've done this before though, because I was falling asleep. So that's what these films do, you know. They make you fall asleep, and then time goes on, and then boom. So yeah, this is the first time it's happened before, where it's dark and then it's light time. So yeah, but as I was saying, the cast sucks. I mean, you have what else? Ben Parker is in this, and played by Adam Scott. He's a paramedic, which thank you, and you didn't know he was a paramedic in this, but. And then his sister-in-law, Mary Parker, is played by Emma Roberts. Which I'd rather have the film focus on those two, you know. But and then the guy who plays Ezekiel Sims, he's just a shitty villain. You know, he's just too. He sees the visions of his defeat by the future Spider-Women, which all of the in the trailers of them in costume, that's only future visions. So you don't see any actual fighting with the villains of the Spider-Women. So it's only in future visions, which that makes it even more suck, because makes the film even more suck, you know, because there's barely any action in this movie. There is barely no action at all. I mean, like I said, all of it's in future visions, and everything is about as bland as you go. The cast is like I said, the cast sucks, but they're about as bland as you can come. Shitty villain, and Dakota Johnson, you know, even she's talked shit about this movie as well, which I don't blame her. I don't blame her if she talks shit about this film. It's probably because, you know, just give me my paycheck, you know. And the film's just is doing horribly, you know. I mean, what, budget of $80 million, and well, let's see here. It probably what, about under 100 million worldwide. I mean, its ratings are as much worse than Morbius, and how sad is that? I mean, yes, I don't blame the criticism that's being one of the worst comic books. It is one of the worst I've seen. It literally is one of the worst superhero comic movie / comic book movies, either was from Sony, or any other super movies I've seen. It is literally one of the worst. Now, do I go as far as is it worse than like some of the ones from the past? Say Batman and Robin, or Steel, or Elektra. It is definitely right up there. It literally is definitely right up there with those. Is it worse than Catwoman? I mean, yeah. Listen, do I go as far as those? I don't even want to go as far as those. But I would say it is right. It is definitely right up there. Because it literally is one of the worst ones comic books or superhero movies I've seen ever. I mean, the villain gets defeated not by the 3 Spider Women, because it turns out, oh, in the visions, it's not them that defeats him. It's supposedly Madam Web. It's Dakota Johnson who supposedly defeats him, and he gets taken out by a Pepsi. You know, a Pepsi sign, right? But the letter P. I mean, that's even stupid. It basically gets kind of, with a little bit of help of Madam Web, but he gets defeated by Pepsi. I'm like, that's just. I have no words to say on that. I really don't. And then somehow that this is when it becomes like comic book accurate, where Dakota Johnson, she becomes blind, and then paralyzed. That's how it was in the comic books, right? Because Madam Web is blind, and she's in a chair, paralyzed. Although it's funny though with her powers, how she gets her powers. I mean, it was because of her mom, because she got bit by a spider, and because she was pregnant with her. When does it like all of a sudden just transfers into, well, she was still in the womb? I mean, I'm like, I'm not sure how that works though, but we don't even get to explain how the other 3 Spider Women get their powers. I don't think they even explain that either. I mean, and especially also that as I was saying, that it's directed by a first-time director by the name of S.J. Clarkson. Now, I don't fully blame S.J. Clarkson for the directing. I think the directing was fine, I would say, because it's first-time director. You know, I mean, there's been recent first-time directors I've been watching. I mean, Lisa Frankenstein, I just reviewed previously with Zelda Williams, right? It was her first feature-length movie, right? She did a really good job with that movie. And like I said before, I think her dad, Robin Williams, will be very proud of her. Or Night Swim, which I gotta say, as boring as that movie was, is much better than this movie. And I don't even like Night Swim. That came out early this year. But that was also from a first-time director as well, though, which, yeah, it was based on his own short movie, though, but still, like, I don't think his, directing was that bad in that movie, though, like I said. I mean, a lot of it was because of the script and stuff like that. Same here. The main problem is the script. The screenplay. Yes, and including, there's like 4 writers, including the director, of course. So, yeah, maybe part of it is S.J. Clarkson's fault. But there's the other 3 writers too, which I think they're the same writers that did Morbius, which probably didn't help at all, you know. That did not help at all, because it was from the same writers of Morbius. That's the biggest thing, is the screenplay. That's the biggest problem I have. Because, first of all, this script is all over the place. It's like such incompetence. It's a mess. That's what it is. And the film is boring as well. And for a film that's almost 2 hours, you know, it was very boring, you know. So, and then also we released another later on, like after which Dakota Johnson gets blind, paralyzed, right? And that's when Mary Parker gives birth to Peter Parker. So Peter Parker is born, you know. I mean, Adam Scott. I mean, I like him in Parks and Recreation as Ben Wyatt. You know, he was funny in that movie. TV show. I mean, Emma Roberts. I mean, I'd rather have just the movie focus on them. You know, honestly. But I mean, Dakota Johnson, just like, it was basically, she shits on the movie, so it basically did it for the paycheck. And the amount of, like, I think some of this stuff was reshot as well. Problems were, though, but didn't matter. It didn't help the movie at all. The film is already easily the worst movie I've seen this year. Easily. If the rest of the year goes by, it'll probably still be in my top 3. Because it depends, like, as you can't, I don't think right now what films I will see this year can't be any worse than this. It is like easily already the worst movie I've seen this year. So it's probably tough to to see which one can do any worse, unless a film that I liked from the Power franchise I like that pissed me off more. We'll see on that though. But it is already easily the worst one I've seen this year, and it deserves the shit it gets. You know, people hate this film. I don't blame them. I totally agree, and it is easily one of the worst comic book movies I ever or superhero movies I have seen. It literally is. I mean, you thought you couldn't get any worse than... People thought it couldn't get any worse with Morbius. So wrong. This just excelled it in much more harsh criticism and much more lower ratings. Maybe it gets in its box office much more less money than Morbius, and as sad as that. So... That's why that's why I'm not yelling and screaming, because it's not worth the energy. But it is one of the worst movies I've seen this year, let alone one of the worst superhero movies I've seen this ever. I mean, you know, it's not for me to just can't go as far down that I put this list on one of the worst superhero movies I've seen, like the ones I mentioned, like Catwoman or Batman and Robin or Steel or Elektra or what other Marvel movies I've seen that's probably worse? I don't know. But it is definitely up there. Definitely. I mean, people say with Morbius, it's so bad it's good, it's laughable. This is not even so bad it's good. It's just so bad it's just bad. But yeah, the film deserves all the harsh criticism it gets. It does. So yeah, I hate this film, and yes, I wasn't expecting it. Yes, it was no surprise to me. I knew it was gonna be a bad movie. I knew it though, so it's no surprise there. I just wanted to see why all the harsh criticism leads to, you know, and guess what? Everyone was right. So, yeah, shitty cast, shitty pacing, no action, basically, shitty villain, and gets defeated by freaking, basically Pepsi, laughable as that is, shitty script, it's all over the place, it's such a hot mess. And the waste of the cast, but not only the shitty cast, but it's a waste of a cast as well. But like I said, it's just, most of it I'll blame S.J. Clarkson for the directing. For the directing, I thought the directing looking was fine. But I'd give any positives. Heard, yeah, it was. I mean, it has a hand in the script though. But I think because remember you have three other writers as well, so it's not all S.J. Clarkson's fault. But you have 3 other writers too. But I would even say that Venom is much better than this as well. I'm not big on Venom. But I think Tom Hardy's not the problem. I think like I said, I still prefer Tom Hardy more than Topher Grace in Spider-Man 3. I definitely still say that though. But yeah, I would say I prefer the first Venom movie is easily much better than this or Morbius though. And if I see how bad this film was, I can imagine what Kraven the Hunter is gonna look like. At least thank God, like Deadpool 3 is the only only Marvel Cinematic Universe MCU movie that comes out this year. Thank God it's only one, not just 2 or 3 more. So I don't know what I'm gonna say anymore about Madam Web. Everything about this movie is shitty. Everything. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time. Later. Oh, and one last thing. Like I said, this year started off shitty for me. Like I said, I don't like Night Swim, and I don't like this movie. So there's 2 films I don't like this year. But also there's the 2 films I did like. I just reviewed them: The Beekeeper and Lisa Frankenstein. Both those movies are better than those movies. So, but that's what I say. So, 2 and 2 so far. But we'll see how the rest of the year goes. So. But anyway, thanks for watching, and see you later.